All right, welcome everybody to this Memorial Day, All Elite with Keeks, Double or Nothing recap show. Um, it's my second anniversary on Public Enemies, but it's overall my third covering AEW. So great day for me. Again, I want to thank Public Enemies for allowing me to be on their platform, trusting me with my idea, letting me do my thing. And I'm very grateful to Public Enemies for allowing me to be on their platform for 2 years, but it's overall 3 years for me for covering AEW. So thank you guys for staying with me for 3 years. I really do appreciate you guys. And like I keep saying, my time is limited because I won't be doing this forever. So while I'm here, I'm going to give y'all my best. We have been barbecuing, so a fly has snuck in the house. So if you see me doing that, it's because, but thank you guys for sticking beside me through the 3 years. I know, people said some things. Y'all probably seen some things on the TL. Y'all probably be confused on why, whatever. It doesn't matter. Regardless of what is said about me, nobody cannot speak on my character. Regardless of what tea anybody has, I got the same just amount of tea as you do. And you can't, it's nothing to a small thing to a giant. So I had the pleasure of working with a lot of people over the past 3 years. Some I probably don't talk to anymore. I still appreciate them. Everybody new, old, I do appreciate everybody I have ever came across. I came across you and you came across me for a reason. I don't question God. So I do appreciate that. So new things, y'all. I got a new theme song and stuff like that. Everything is new. It's basketball season. Y'all been seeing me tweet a lot about basketball. I do love basketball. I am a sports girl. I do like football. I love basketball. WNBA, I am new to actually actively watching all the time. Like I've kept up, but I've never just sat there and watch for a minute. But I've always been a Candace Parker fan. So I'm attentive to the WNBA because I'm enjoying seeing women's basketball be evolutionized. They are things is happening for women's basketball, and I'm enjoying it. Also enjoying the conference finals, even though one is skating their way to the finals. We're not going to say Celtics. Yes, we are going to say the Celtics. They're coasting their way to the championship. So Jason Tatum really don't have any excuses because everybody has dealt with the injury bug. And then, mind you, on the Western Conference, you have Timberwolves versus the Mavericks. Now, y'all know I'm an Ant-Man fan. I am a fan of him, and he is the future. I'm not going to turn on him. This is his first time, getting this far, and he's 22, so it's plenty of, God said his name, is plenty of years for him to develop. You could tell that the fatigue is hitting him. Players do deal with fatigue. They are human. And you're seeing it's affected him, but it's not changing how I view him as a player because, again, he is selected to play on the Olympics. He's part of the team for USA. So I'm pretty certain he's going to get a gold. He's going to get his first Olympian gold. So, but meanwhile, though, we got Ledbetter Luca. Let's roll the footage real quick. Let's roll.
There's the switch. Gobert's out there. Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it! What a shot! Dallas has taken the lead, and Doncic with the game winner.
I saw a tweet that said, if I want to see white people destroy K-State right now, because I will look at the Mavericks. Ledbetter Luca is Luca and Kyrie. And you notice like all the people that have trashed Kyrie for the past 4 years is the same people now. They have to glorify him, and you see how awkward it is. Like, they do not want to. If you looked at the after the game when he had to interview with Shaq, Chuck, and them, and you saw how awkward Shaq was. Shaq didn't even make eye contact with him. Chuck was being weird. Draymond was enjoying it because he know, like, y'all gotta say what y'all said about him, because y'all know, Chuck been talking so much about Kyrie. Shaq said that he needed to retire. He needed to be kicked out of basketball. Just so much stuff. And Kyrie was just giving that demeanor as like, keep that same energy. Where y'all at? Y'all quiet. And you trying to fist bump me after all that stuff that you said about me? Yeah, so that's like a life lesson. Like, stick to your beliefs, because the same people that talk about you now is going to be the same people that have to praise you. Okay? Always stick to what you believe in. Always stick to what you have in store for you, because whether I agree with some of his beliefs or not, and I do crack my jokes on Kyrie, I have cracked my jokes, but Brooklyn did do him wrong, and he seems he's in a happier state in Dallas. Mark Cuban, there was that story that Mark Cuban made sure he had a personal chef during Ramadan so he could be accommodated to his beliefs. And it's just the little things like that you got to make sure your players are happy. And sometimes you have those owners that they don't care about that, because they treat them, quote unquote, Jerry Jones, as the quote unquote slave mentality. And then you have some owners like Mark Cuban that wants to make sure that his players are taken care of. He want to make sure that they are accommodated, even though he sold the team to somebody else. But he will still always be Mavericks regardless, especially out here. Mark Cuban is, he means just as much as Dirk Nowitzki, just as much as Steve Nash and Jason Terry, all of them. Okay, so yeah, just a little basketball, and then of course WNBA, them girls, they trying to hurt my girl Angel Reeves, and then they trying to hurt my girl Caitlin. I don't appreciate them trying to hurt my Larry Bird and my Magic Johnson of the WNBA. Y'all better leave my girls alone. They just here, they trying to ball, and they here to bring y'all viewership. I mean, I know the viewership was raised, they was raising since 2019 or whatever. I get that, but mark my words, June 1st, 1:00, 12 Central Time, Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever will probably be the most viewed WNBA game in history, just like LSU and Iowa was the most viewed women's college basketball game in history. History is gonna repeat itself, and can't be mad at it. Okay, so leave my Magic and my Bird alone. Okay, all right. So we're gonna get into some things today. We're gonna get to the pre-show. We're gonna get into the main card. We're gonna get into Collision in Texas. And also, we're going to get into some picks of who y'all want to see be the Owen Hart tournament winners, which we will get into further down the episode. Now, episode is about to begin.
Monday night, you know what that means. Yeah. You know what that means. Realest on the grab scene, queen of the enemies, all elite with Keeks. Straight out of Dallas with it, dynamite fuse, she lit it. Standing on women business, going all out. Let's get it, keep it respectful though. Don't want that brawl out, we just talking fallout, storylines and call outs. Say what's the word, Keeks? I know y'all heard Keeks. On air with the facts, not the rumors from dirt sheets. If you's a real collider, then let's ride with her. A real live winner, we going live with her. Yeah. All elite with Keeks, yeah. All elite with Keeks. All elite with Keeks, yeah. All elite with Keeks.
My kids was back there dancing. Thank you again, Taya Baker. He is in the chat. He said you gotta wait in line for the autographs. You gotta wait in line for the autographs. I know, I understand, but y'all have to wait in line. Thank you again for this. Also, shout out to Cookies. He did edit the video for me. So thank you guys so much for the intro. I like it a lot. Of course, you know, my kids was, I heard them like, oh, mommy song. So yes, thank you again. I thank you. So let's get into the pre-show. All right. So I do want to say I would like to see more of Jeff Jarrett in the buy-ins as a host. I like his wrestling analysis. I liked everything about it. Like him, Renee, and RJ. Keep those three as the buy-ins. Keep Jeff Jarrett on the buy-in. I really, really enjoyed that dynamic that they had. You know, he was letting you know that he's third generation. He was letting you know that being that I'm a third generation talent. Like he kept saying that, and I was like, you better let them know, Jeff Jarrett, because people will always be playing in your face, playing on his top. And he just always have to remind y'all that wrestling is in my family. I'm just as knowledgeable. I mean, I made some few mistakes, but that don't mean nothing. Everybody makes mistakes. But he knows wrestling is in his blood, is in his family. And he was giving great points. Great points. So I did enjoy Jeff Jarrett as a buy-in host, and keep him as a buy-in host. If I were Tony Khan, I would keep him on there. The first match on the pre-show, the buy-in, was Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo. And as I say every single time when it comes to AEW, the buy-ins determine the atmosphere of what the pay-per-view will be. Whoever is the first match of the buy-in, that's how you know, like, the environment. That's how you know the pace of the show. And Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo delivered. They over-delivered in this buy-in. I know people felt like it should have been on the main card, but it did what it was supposed to do. It set the tone for Double or Nothing. It was brutal, it was fun, and it told a story. And you could tell that this feud between Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo is not over. Deonna took, I would say she got lucky with this win. It was a lucky win, and we saw a lot of that during this show. So that's why I said, like, the women held it down. People was like, let's go Thunder, let's go Deonna. Even though it was people still coming in, the doors was open, but it was still a good crowd. It was still heard. So the ladies did what they were supposed to do. I love the gear. Thunder Rosa did a tribute to Elvis Presley. Deonna Purrazzo, she had her great the feathers and things like that. So great opening to the buy-in that, you know, want to convince you to pay the $50 to pay, you know, to buy the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Or some of y'all use VPNs. You know, some of y'all use VPNs, some of y'all borrow logins. It's okay. Get it how you get it. I loved it. So ladies did what they needed to do. Again, Purrazzo took the steal for the win, and I feel like this feud is not over between these two ladies. It's a great non-title story. It's a great non-title feud for the women's division, for the women's business. So we'll see more of them. The next final match for the buy-in, it was the Acclaimed versus Cage of Agony. Now this match, I would say that it did what it needed to do. I was hoping that Cage of Agony took a win on this one. I think the wrong call was made on this particular match. I feel like the Acclaim shouldn't have won this match. It should have been Cage of Agony. But being that it's the 5th anniversary of Double or Nothing, and being that the Acclaim is Tony Khan's idea, I kind of figured that it was going to be a win, because, you know, some bookers, if it's the idea that they came up with and they paired up with, and it's like I told y'all so that this will work, they tend to kind of be a little bit of favoritism with it. So, but I felt like Cage of Agony should have took the win on this one to get their momentum going, even though it hasn't stopped their momentum. But I think it would have picked up for them if they won this match. No hate to the Acclaim, because I do love Anthony Bowens. I do respect Billy Gunn. The Max Caster, he gets on my nerves. But Cage of Agony should have won because the way that Khan, all three of them in particular, are great trios wrestlers. Especially when Gates of Agony, when they was over in Japan. And like I said, when they did their run in Japan, they definitely adapted a lot of things and they gotten better. And when they came back to AEW, you can see that their in-ring, because their in-ring has gotten a lot better. Their chemistry is better. And the in-ring psychology between Khan has gotten like a lot better. Like so much better. Like it's crazy. So that's the only thing about this match. I felt like the wrong people won. It should have been Cage of Agony, but it didn't mess up the momentum of, the show, because it was still going to be a great show regardless. Okay, so, gosh, this fly. All right, so next up, the Owen Hart, I want to get this out the way. The Owen Hart tournament, it is returning. And Miss Martha, she is raising the stakes on this. The winners of the Owen Hart tournament gets a chance at the AEW Women's Championship and also the men's, the AEW Championship at All In at Wembley. So it's stakes on the line on this one. So it's going to be very interesting who is going to be in this tournament and who will end up challenging Swerve or Tony Storm at Wembley. That's if they still champions. I feel like they will still be champions at that time. So we have that. So I like that. I'm pretty certain the spirit of Owen Hart is looking down at his wife like, that's the lady that I love right there. She knows what she's doing. So they will, I believe Tony Khan said they will get that started in July, or when they go back to Canada, they will get ready to start that tournament when they go right back to Canada. And a little bit later on the show, we'll get our, I will let y'all see in the chat who y'all want to be in it and who y'all wanted to win and stuff like that. So if you're in the chat, don't get too excited right now, because we'll get to it a little bit later, okay? So we have that. So we're gonna go through the main card recap. I'm going to go backwards. I'm not going the correct order. I'm going from main event on down, okay? So main card recap. It was the Elites for the main event. It was the Elite versus Team AEW, the Anarchy and Arena match. A lot of fun things happened in this match. It was very extreme. It went how it was supposed to do. And I knew that this will be the last match because, again, it is the 5th anniversary of Double or Nothing. Anarchy in the Arena is probably it's like the pillar of matches that define Double or Nothing, that defines AEW Double or Nothing. It defines AEW. So I knew that was going to be put last for a reason. A lot of things happened. They was fighting while the final countdown was going on. That was funny. Matt Jackson getting on the mic saying, cut this off. It's expensive, which it is. Everybody knows the final countdown is expensive to rent for different events. Darby. Oh, my God. Darby with the blowtorch lighting Jack Perry on fire.
He's on fire.
It's crazy. Yes, he was on fire. Now, Jack Perry, he is trained to do this. If you don't know, Jack Perry does stunts like this before. So he knew exactly what he was doing. He was safe. Everybody was safe. So no burns, as you can see. We had an explosion chair happen. Darby was hanging upside down and got kicked in his nose. Okada, who is the bum on Twitter stand up? We ain't gonna get into that. I don't even know why that was a thing. Like, don't get me started on that. Okada was having fun. Speaking of, he was having so much fun. You could tell he was having so much fun because if you know, Okada in New Japan was just going hard every single time. And this is probably like the most relaxed he has been. And he's just having fun with this heel run. Like, y'all have to keep in mind when New Japan, everything is always technical. And their schedule is extreme. It's very extreme, especially to your body. So he's having fun. He's relaxed. He's at a great pace, and he's making good money. He's making big money. Danielson, he's cheering on the crowd while his team getting beat up. It was crazy. It was so funny, but it was fun. The crowd was engaged. It was so many spots. Jack Perry pinning Bryan Danielson was a great call, a right call, and it was what Jack Perry really, really needed. And I knew that he was going to take the pin. I just didn't know who he was going to get the pin on. But it's just showing how much that they are behind Jack Perry. And Jack Perry was owed that. Jack Perry is Mr. Double or Nothing, if y'all don't know. Jack Perry and Darby Allin, they've been there since day one on Double or Nothing, being booked at Double or Nothing. So that's Mr. Double or Nothing. I done said Double or Nothing like 3 times in one sentence, but it's Double or Nothing. All right, so we had that. So Team The Elite has won. And now, in my opinion, it's time for them to not go against FTR no more ever again. I don't want to see this ever again, like this wannabe rivalry. Like, y'all are not Young Bucks' main rivalry at all. Like, my thing was that the promo that they cut on Collision for this match, and I'm just like, y'all are not the aces of AEW. I don't know why you think you're the aces of AEW, but you're not the aces of AEW at all. Like, not by a long shot. Like, we appreciate your time, but you're not the aces of AEW. It's just, they just irk me. You know how some people feel like they important and they not? That's FTR. That is FTR to me. I don't know. But they lost. So I would like to get with the main rivalry. I want Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers again. I don't care. I want to see that at Wembley. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me personally. That's what I want. Because Lucha Brothers will do a good job with maintaining the tag team division and getting these other opportunities on there. So no, he's not. He's ill. All right, so moving on, another main event, because it was a triple main event. Another one was for the AEW World Championship. It was Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage. Now, this was another great match. Christian Cage is a ring general and a great vet. The reversals he was doing, the counters he was doing, like his Christian to be 50 years old and can still read the ring as well as he does is not talked about enough. It's not talked about enough. I love this match. I enjoyed this match. It was great things that happened. Nick Wayne getting Prince Nana caught with the belt. That was a funny addition to the shenanigans going on outside the ring. Swerve countering a spear with the house call was a great spot. You can see the picture up there. Oh, the photographer that took that picture, I'm gonna give you your 10s. That was a great spot. Great, like right on the money. But it takes a vet to do that. You know what I'm saying? It takes a vet to get into that position at that right time. Because some people can mess that up. And the execution of that house call and that spear was perfection. The Swerve stomp on the Spanish announce table, that was crazy too. That looked like that hurt Christian a lot, but it was still great. Now, Swerve in-ring psychology, like the way that he's able to maneuver around the ring, he, like, every match that I've seen him as a champion so far is just showing so much growth as a champion and also as a wrestler. And he definitely needs to be in the top 5 for 2024 whenever PWI have their list or whatever like that. He definitely has to be top 5 because he is a great overall wrestler. The merch is selling. He's over with the crowd, and that man can wrestle. He's a great talker. He has the entire package. The entire package. He took a picture with Floyd Mayweather. Like his championship run has been doing a great job. I see people who are saying it's in a weird position or something like that. It's only like that online because of how people personally feel about him. But like I say all the time, Swerve is hated online only. Like the stuff online, it doesn't matter. And of course, it's going to feel like that online because people, how they personally feel about him. So that's why it's important for people that is AEW content creators or that's AEW based in their content creation. Sometimes you got to put some shit to the side and call it for what it is. Now, if you don't want to, that's your choice. But certain things like that is why it's important that's what content creation is for. If you don't see nothing that's going on Twitter or online that nobody's talking about, that's your job to talk about it. So then people can talk about it. So I'm saying that he is definitely top 5 2024 wrestler as a champion. I'm sorry, he's the best champion so far. They got their champion over there, whatever. But the champion over here, the merchants is selling. It's multiple merchants is selling, not just one design. It's multiple designs, always on the top weekly. And like I said, he's money. People are purchasing tickets to see him too. So the demos are there. His demo has not dropped since he's been champion. It's grown consistently. He's the full package. He has it. And it's up to, if you want to talk about it or not. If that's a hard pill for you to swallow, it's just a hard pill for you to swallow. But the math is mathing. 2 + 2 is 4. Okay. So you have that. And Swerve ends up retaining the title. So we'll see what's next for him after this title reign. Okay. And then after that, we had another main event, and it was for the TBS Women's Championship. Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné. Tens. This women business match was 10s all across the board. Mercedes Moné said, "What ring rust? Who has ring rust? I don't know what that is." Mercedes said, "I do not know what ring rust is." So everybody that was, she won't be this, she won't be that, she won't this and this and this, she shut all of that up. She shut all of that up. She wrestled as if she'd been wrestling, like she hasn't been on a break. Anybody that can come back and wrestle like that is a force to be reckoned with. That's why she is so confident. Some people need a couple of matches to make sure they got it. Baby, all she did was train and got back in the ring like as if she wasn't injured, as if her ankle was not. Stop playing with Mercedes. Please stop playing with her. That's why she is one of the best women's wrestlers in America. Stop playing with this lady. Because I saw what I saw. I had to watch that match again today just to be sure that I saw what I saw. And I definitely saw what I saw. Because I'm going to get into it. First of all, the way Mercedes was working Willow Nightingale's knee, doing the flying octopus hold, she had her in the knee, when she did the knee breaker on the apron. It was marvelous. Like the selling, she oversaid, like she over-delivered. If anything, Mercedes over-delivered. And mind you, she hasn't wrestled in a year. She hasn't wrestled in a year, and she came back like it wasn't nothing. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? There shouldn't be. That's why she said what she said. Willow, she definitely did a great job as well. Willow over-delivered as well. Willow was working Mercedes. But the problem with Willow is she wasn't capitalizing. And that's the worst thing you can do against Mercedes. When it comes to Mercedes, you have to capitalize, because if Mercedes capitalize, it's over with. If you paid attention to any Mercedes match, even when she was Sasha Banks is, she uses her size to her advantage. So if you do not capitalize on that, on the advantage, then you're going to lose. Bianca, when she had the match with Bianca Belair understood that. When they had their match at WrestleMania, Bianca Belair knew when to capitalize. Like, you have to against Mercedes, because if Mercedes is quick for her size, she's really quick. That's what makes her special. She has different, she'll give you lucha, strong style, all in one and combine it. And her hero is Eddie Guerrero. So when your hero is Eddie Guerrero and you wrestle and you know how Eddie Guerrero is like he's the best wrestler ever in my book, in my opinion, and always will be. That says a lot, because you can say that my favorite wrestler is Eddie Guerrero and wrestle like a scrub. But when she says her favorite wrestler is Eddie Guerrero, and her ring work proves that, you can tell that she watched Eddie Guerrero. She trains with Fabi Apache. Okay? She went to Mexico to train with Fabi Apache. That's why I need Tony Khan to please just book Fabi Apache once. It could just be one time in AEW. Like, the world needs to see Fabi Apache. And I bring her up all the time. If you love Lucha Brothers, that is Lucha Brothers wrestling mom. She trained them. You know what I'm saying? That lady she's not talked about enough either. But I talk about her all the time. But yes, she went down to Mexico to train with Fabi Apache, like, to work on her submissions, to work on being quick, being fast. Fabi also trains with Lady Penta. Penta trains his daughter along with her. So in a few years from now, when we see Lady Penta like in her first match, and you be like, God damn, and we be like, look who trained her. She's a student. That's why Mercedes is good, because Mercedes is a student of the game. Thank you, Victor, for your $1.99. I appreciate it. I know that's right. Send me the $1.99. I know I can do things with that. I appreciate that, Victor. But the ladies did what needed to be done. I know some people were upset that Willow lost, but y'all got to keep in mind it was a story. Mercedes was going to win, because Mercedes was supposed to win that New Japan Strong Style title. She didn't win because she got injured by Willow, so Mercedes got her get back. She got her get back. And then after the match, hurt my soul, y'all. Chris Statlander turned on my girl. We knew it was happening. It's just when you see it happen, it's just like, heart is crushed. But she said on the promo with Malcolm Stokely, she will explain on Wednesday. So it's been a rough day for us Willow and Chris fans. We did love their friendship, their duo, and we'll see. But I know for certain that these two, when they wrestle, it's going to be a great feud between Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. I'm going to enjoy it. Willow Nightingale, you're just too nice, I guess. That's just that's the story, though. That's the story with babyfaces. Babyfaces is the same with Adam Page. You can be a babyface, but what happens when people push you? And Willow keeps getting pushed. You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily trying to turn Willow. It's just trying to change her. Okay? But the ladies did what needed to be done. They definitely over-delivered, both Mercedes and both Willow Nightingale. And like Mercedes said on the back, on the press, she, gave Willow her flowers, and she said Willow is probably one behind Bailey is another favorite person that she's been in the ring with, and that says a lot. So Willow, just hold your head up high. You have done a great job. You are definitely essential to women's business, especially AEW women's division. And it's not, so don't take this loss for Willow as, they are, putting her to the back. No, if they're gonna trust these two with another women's feud, a non-title feud, and that just says a lot about how they view Chris Statlander and also Willow Nightingale to give them this storyline. So you need some, non-title storylines, especially in the women's division. So now we have two so far. We have Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo, and then you have Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. Because we see it with the men all the time. Men have a lot of non-story title feuds. So now we're seeing it a lot with women, and I know it's new. And we used to just it's only being a belt with the story with AEW, but now that they're utilizing their women's division and women's business, we're going to see a lot of non-title storylines with the women, so we can see them booked more, because that's what we asked for, right? That's what we wanted. So you have that. And then I also want to say, before I get into the next match on the card, Don Callis has said that it's going to be a contract for the Don Callis family on Wednesday. So I'm interested to see how that's going to go for Wednesday. He did say that. We don't know how that's going to go. That's crazy. When do you think we will see Camille and Megan Bayne pop up? To be honest with you, I don't care for Camille. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I really kind of don't care for her like that. And Megan Bayne, it seems like she is going to go to that promotion. The one that y'all be saying is the Freaky 69 guy in Japan. I don't know his y'all know I'm not a Joshi person like that. You gotta tune into Lyric in them, but I just be seeing the tweets that they be calling that dude a freak, a weirdo, Rossi. Is that his name? The Mega Gold or whatever. That's what I've been seeing. Like, she's gonna go to Mary Gold. That's what it's looking like. That's the T. I don't know. But I mean, they're not gonna lose nobody, because they are in a great shape in the AEW women's division. It's a lot of talent in women's business. So they will be fine without those two. So that's just what I've been seeing. They've been calling Rossi Freaky. He is 69 God. That's all I've been seeing. Like, he got to stay inside or something like that. That's what I've been seeing. That's what Kenny Omega said. He a freak. Okay. Don't Mary Gold. Yeah, Mary Gold. But that's what they've been saying. All right, so next up that happened on Double or Nothing, we had the steel cage match for the TNT Championship. Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black. Now, I ain't going to take too long on this, because y'all know how I feel about Adam Copeland. But I'll give him his little fives. I'm going to give him 4. Give him his little 4s. But of course, Adam Copeland had a full advantage in a cage match. If you're familiar with Adam Copeland, Edge, when he's used to cage matches. That's like his domain or whatever. So he had a great advantage. Malachi Black, it did what it needed. I'm gonna give it, like I said, 4s. I'm giving it 4s. Now the barbed wire wrapped around the table spot, and then he did the elbow, and then he kind of like almost missed the entire elbow. Yeah, and the ankles, like I was concerned, because he could have broke his arm or something. I'm like, why? I'm like, I was thinking he was gonna do I thought he was gonna be a lunatic and just do, the regular crossbody, but he chose to do an elbow. I'm like, oh, you about that, but you ain't about that. You about that, but you ain't about that. Like anybody else would have did a crossbody. Darby Allin would have did a suicide dive on that barbed wire. He ain't got that dog in him like Darby though. Right, that's what I think. Adam Copeland realized mid dive that he shouldn't like that. That's what I think happened. Like he jumped and like oh. See, you can't be doing stuff like that. In AEW, if you're gonna be a sicko, you gotta be a full sicko. Like you can't be a half sicko. You gotta be a full sicko. We only take full sickos. You can't half do it. What Pimp C say? You either a perpetual or you can't be a sicko. You can't be a half sicko. You gotta be a full sicko. So if you gonna do something like that, you should have used your body. Beth beat his ass when he got home. She yelled at him. I know she yelled at him. It was also another thing. It looked like the House of Black was going to join Adam Copeland for 1 second, and then they end up like beating him up. I thought that probably would have been a better pair, and I hate saying that. I give him 3s, but maybe they're kind of hinting that they're going to turn on Malachi Black soon. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe. I don't know. But the best thing that happened was Gangrel showing up, though. That did pop me. I did get out of my chair when I seen Gangrel. I have seen Gangrel before in the Indies out here in Texas. So, I knew that Tony was going to make that call to get Gangrel for this match for Adam Copeland because, Adam Copeland, when he was with WWE, they did want a Gangrel. He wanted Gangrel for that match, but they said that nobody would know Gangrel. AEW fans popped so loud when they saw Gangrel. Who don't know Gangrel? Everybody know Gangrel. He had probably one of the fireest theme songs ever. Everybody know who Gangrel is. Who don't know that theme when they hear it? It's probably one of the best themes ever. One of them. It's a bop. It's a bop. I know. Like, and then he did it, he did his signature DDT. And I wonder did he take a picture with Christian backstage? He probably did, but to keep kayfabe, he probably not gonna post it. It's just to say, but I'm pretty sure all 3 of them took a picture together, but just to save kayfabe that they, whatever. So that was the best thing. But it's just little things like that nostalgia hits. Like if you keep nostalgia, if you do it right, it works. But you don't have to always rely on nostalgia. But just little glimpse of people like Gangrel, like the people that because one thing about AEW fans, history matters to us. Wrestling history means something to us. Don't matter where you was at, WCW legends, New Japan legends, WWE legends, indie legends. Like AEW fans is full of hardcore fans, so people matter to them. So I don't understand like when they said that nobody would know Gangrel. That me personally, I felt like that was the backstage when you was under Vince McMahon, you was right hand man. That's talking because how you personally felt about him. So, but everybody knows Gangrel, and I like that he came out. So shout out to Gangrel. Thank you for showing up because he did post a picture of himself heading back to Dallas. Like, thank you, everybody. See you guys soon, and I hope we do see him soon. Next match after that, it was for the IWGP Championship. It was Jon Moxley versus Takeshita. Now, I would say Scoop was killing Moxley. Like Moxley, he had to sell the shoulder injury. He was wrestling with basically one shoulder, and Soup was just tearing him every way loose. Like, I've never really seen Moxley be at such a disadvantage, especially at a Double or Nothing match. Like, when it comes to Double or Nothing, Moxley, that is like his domain. That's where he goes crazy. But seeing the tables turn in that match where Soup is the dominator in this match, he was cooking, bruh. He was cooking Moxley. Like, Moxley had hope and prayer worked in his favor in this match. The only reason why Moxley lost is because Soup keeps listening to Don Callis, because Don Callis keep making his plays. And while, Soup is listening to Don Callis getting chairs and stuff like that, Moxley just hurry up and just took full advantage of that and took the win. Because Moxley knew he had to take the win on that one because he was in no shape and no form to beat Soup. Soup is just dangerous when Soup thinks for himself. When he listens to Don Callis, if you ain't paid attention, if he listens to Don Callis, it never works in his favor. It never works in Soup's favor, but that is the story. That's the story. But, and also politics, the Joshi stance was saying because Soup is part of DDT Pro, they's not going to let a DDT Pro person be the IWGP champion. Jito is not letting that happen. So that's a Japan politics thing. So, that was not going to happen. So that's why he didn't win. The thing about, it's one thing to work with different promotions, but you also have to also respect the bookers and the president's choices, just like with CMLL. That beef with CMLL and AAA, that's not going nowhere. Tony understands that. And I guess with Jito and stuff like that, they have their demands and you have to respect that too. So that's to keep you got to keep everybody happy. Because, Tony Khan is a wrestling fan. He's a hardcore fan. So of course he's going to make sure that the people that he is working with is happy. So they said DDT, they don't want a DDT person, I guess, to be IWGP champion. I don't know what that's about. You got to, tune into the people that cover a Wrestle Purist and also Lyric. They are very familiar with that stuff. I'm not. I don't cover Joshi like that. I can admit to it. I can get you some Lucha Libre stuff all day. But when it comes to Joshi, I know my limit. And I can refer you to some shows that will get you to break down with that politics because I can't give it to you. So tune into Lyric or Wrestle Purists. They can give you that whole rundown of that. I don't know nothing. I just saw Lyric told me it's because they won't let a DDT person be an IWGP champion. I was like, say no more. Okay, I'm going to put it in my notes. She gave me the tea, and I just like, oh, okay, I will just mention that on the show. I don't know the rundown, but I just know because he is the DDT. So Moxley retains the IWGP Championship. And yeah, so there you have it. So next up, you had the FCW Championship. Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Shibata. Couple of things in this match too. Now the spot where Hook put Big Bill through a table, that was crazy. That was crazy. It was that one spot that they missed the table entirely, and I'm glad that everybody was okay from that because that could have went so ugly. I think they miscalculated where to put the table. And I'm glad nobody was hurt. That's all I got to say. Because you got two veterans and, we almost lost Shibata. Keep that in mind. We almost lost Shibata with that injury that he had before he came back to wrestling. This was a no for me only because of Chris Jericho. Let me tell y'all something. For 5 weeks straight, y'all, Chris Jericho is back the demo god, okay? Since the learning tree, that stuff has picked up. The reinvention for him has picked up. So The hate for Jericho is back only being online. I don't care what y'all are saying in this chat. I understand how y'all feel about Chris Jericho in this chat, but the math is not mathing. It's not, because they are tuning in to Jericho and his learning tree, whether you like it or not. They are tuning into it. He had last week, no, not last week. It was a week before last. He had the highest demo that week. The highest demo that week. No, it's 18. This is how the demo works. 18 and 50. The 18 and 50 mark, he had the highest. The learning tree had the highest. I mean, if y'all saying I don't be watching, it don't matter, because for 4 weeks straight, he been meeting it. It ain't been down. Maybe no. Maybe people no. AEW do one. Y'all know AEW fans do not hate watch, and we know that for a fact, because when MJF had the title, the shit was going down. His shit was going down. It was going down. It was going down. So people will, AEW fans, if it doesn't get their interest, they're not looking. Y'all, Ricky Stark stuff, like, no shade to them. But if they do not like it, they're not going to watch it. They're going to find something else to watch and then come back. We see it all the time. We've seen, like, when Jericho it was a point of time when nobody didn't want to watch Jericho. It was showing. But then when this learning tree happened, it caught folks' interest. That's what I'm saying. He knows how to reinvent himself. He knows how to do it. So you can't say it's hate watching. It's people actually like the learning tree. And another thing, I don't know why y'all think Twitter is the superior opinionated social media for anything, because it's not. Because on Twitter, y'all saying y'all hate Chris Jericho, but I'm on Facebook groups and they love the learning tree. So it's something going on. Somebody, the math is not mathing. And then Instagram, they love it. TikTok, they learning to love it. So Twitter opinions is not the end all be all, baby. Y'all got to understand it. The opinions that you have on Twitter do not matter. It stopped mattering. Like, Twitter, it was one point Twitter used to matter, but it don't matter anymore because people don't keep the same energy. It's favoritism. Like, people want to be the morale police to who they want to be. Like, if it's their friends or if it's somebody that they like, they don't give the same, accountability to the people that they don't like. If it's somebody that they don't like that did some morale police, but if it's somebody that they mess with heavy, excuses. So because it's like that, nobody cares. Y'all, if you barbecue, you got to make sure you shut the screen doors and you shut the door, because this one fly is pissing me off. It's a fly that just pissing me off, trying to get to the hot dogs and the ribs and the links and stuff like that. And it just won't go away. Like, I hate flies. That's one thing that I don't understand what was created for. Like, why was a fly created? Why do we need flies? Why? Why do we need flies, mosquitoes? Why do we need them? Why do we need them? Why do we need bugs in general, unless it's a butterfly or a ladybug? And bees, because bees are important. Bees save the environment. Those are the 3 bugs. And ants, because ants really don't bother nobody unless you bother them. So I say ants, butterflies, ladybugs. Yeah, those 3. Them 3 bugs is all right with me because they don't bother nobody. But everybody else, like dragonflies, they bother me because why are you flying too close to me? I hate roaches. I hate any, like, flies. This one fly. I hate it. But enough about the bugs. Jericho ends up retaining, and then he gets helped by Brian Keith. Now, I saw this coming, and you want to know why? Because again, people say all day, what's the story, or where is the promo, or this and this and this. See, because y'all don't like Jericho, y'all wasn't paying attention to when he was on commentary while he was watching that match with Brian Keith, Shibata, and Hook. Because he hinted a lot of times, like, he kept saying it. He kept saying that bounty kid, I could do something with a bounty. And like he was hitting it. Like he was saying it. And it also makes sense because Brian Keith's mentor and trainer is Booker T. And you know that Booker T and Chris Jericho, they're tight. They're like this. So it definitely makes sense. So it won't surprise me if he joins the learning tree. But again, he's a bounty hunter. Bounty hunters, y'all don't understand that bounty hunters will take anybody's money. It don't matter who it is. You want a bounty? You have a bounty? I will take the bounty. They don't care who it is. Bounty hunters, the only code that they have is they want their money on time. That's the code. That's the only code. See? The N and H, you see? You missed out. You missed out. Exactly. Frantic. I hope he said that he was going after, he said it himself. So bounty hunters have no loyalty to nobody. They're loyal to the money. That's it. And if you cross them the wrong way. And that's his gimmick. He's a bounty hunter. Bounty hunter Keith Lee. He has no loyalty to nobody. Whoever, if they're going to do, I'd rather them do this with him, have him because he does it in indie wrestling. He has done it when he was in the indies. That's why he was booked all over the place like that, because he had bounties on people. And that was his thing. So if they're bringing that and they're transcending that into AEW, it will work. It will definitely work. And it will give Brian Keith a lot of TV time. That's what we want, right? That's what we want. And, possible bookings, because we want him to get TV time. So him being paired up with Jericho, whether you like it or not, y'all know Jericho is the favorite in AEW because, he's the reason why they have the TV deal. So Tony's going to always have a soft spot for Jericho for that. So being that Brian Keith is about his money. No, I know him. And he ain't going to turn down no type of opportunity at all. He's just like Shane Taylor. Whatever you give me, watch me dominate it and watch me knock it out the park. I'm not with all of this to please people online or please people that don't particularly like this and this and this. I'm all about my paper. And if you're cool with anybody, you should not come in between feeding themselves and them becoming great, because that's what it's all about. So Brian, and being that his mentor is Booker T, for sure Booker T was like, do not pass that up. Do not pass that up. You don't want to be like Buddy. And we know who we talking about. You don't want to be like Buddy. Do not pass, especially for Black wrestlers, especially for minority wrestlers. The cards that's given to us, we're going to knock it out the park every single time. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying he possibly will join the learning tree. We don't know that yet, but he's a bounty hunter. So it makes sense if Jericho, hey, I paid you to do this for me, and Brian Keith did the job. So nobody's saying that he's joining the learning tree. I know y'all probably don't like that he did that in favor for Jericho, but again, he's a bounty hunter, and it's going to give Bounty Keith more screen time, and we want more screen time for our people, especially me. So That's that. Okay. But it's been hinted. All right. So next up, non-title match. It was Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta. This match was an underrated in-ring storytelling match. I watched this match again too, because there was some things that I did miss. Because the first time I was on my level yesterday, I had a great time. I was on a good vibe yesterday. So why? And I watched it again today. This feud is not over by a long shot. It's not. The story in this, if you're not good at dissecting in-ring storytelling, this is what I'm here for, and this is why I do what I do. Orange Cassidy came out there with a black shirt. Orange Cassidy wears white shirts. So that right there set the tone on how he's feeling. Okay. Trent Beretta, he has a new intro, new theme, new music and stuff like that. But it's just the little things that Orange Cassidy does that speaks, because he doesn't do promos like that. Like, he's not a speaker, his language is he does it in detail. And he came out wearing a black shirt. It's the little things like that you have to pay attention to when it comes to Orange Cassidy. He had a black shirt on. The way that the match was going, great match, by the way, but I'm here to dissect the in-ring storytelling. Orange Cassidy still loves Trent Beretta. And you saw that in this match. Orange still loves Trent. And it hurts Orange a lot that he has to hurt him. It was a lot of hesitation that Orange was doing in this match, if you wasn't paying attention. Like the last match that they had together, it was off of anger. But then the actuality set in that this is a person that I love. This is my bro. This is my friend. This is somebody that I care about. So the hesitation with Orange is there. And Trent was pushing that out of him. Trent, in this match, he was resenting Orange a lot. And he was resenting Orange because Orange's ability to not change who he is in this match. And because Trent was so focused on hurting Orange, he forgot to focus on the one thing that you have to do against Orange Cassidy in a match is to capitalize against Orange Cassidy. Trent was so busy trying to destroy Orange Cassidy for his, because he resents him for being who he is, that he forgot to capitalize to win the match. He wasn't focusing on winning the match. He was focusing on just beating Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy was so hesitant to beat Trent. He could have ended this match if he wanted to, but he didn't, because he didn't want to hurt him like that. If you rewatch the match, like I would say 10 minutes into the match, and it was a part where Orange Cassidy was holding on to the ropes and he was just walking down and just hitting his head and trying to, wake up the animal in him to go against him. If you look at the match that Orange Cassidy had with Moxley versus this match with Trent, it is a big difference, because he loves Trent Beretta prior to Moxley that he was afraid of. Fear versus somebody that you love. And he was showing that in this match. That's why it may have been a little bit weird to people, because I saw people on the timeline saying, oh, this match is this, oh, this match is that. But people don't know how to read and dissect in-ring storytelling. And Orange Cassidy is an in-ring storyteller. So they was telling a story in this match. It was a lot of emotions in this match. And he didn't want to do it to Trent, but it was times that he ended up doing it to Trent, but not the same way that he did with Moxley, because Moxley, that was fear. And that was somebody that was testing him. This is somebody that he actually loves. This is somebody that trained him. This is somebody, as you can say, basically created him. So that's That's why Trent lost this match. He was too busy trying to destroy Orange Cassidy. He was too busy trying to release how he feel his resentment towards Orange in this match that he did not capitalize when it was time to capitalize. And Orange was, he had the advantage to just end this match with Trent, because that's all Orange was focused on, was just trying to end this match, because I don't want to have to do this to him. I don't want to do it to him. So that's why Trent reacted the way that he did, because Trent knows that he messed up. Trent understands that he messed up, but it also shows, do you still, you can say that you hate a person so much, but deep down, do you hate him or you hate yourself for creating him? Or deep down, is jealousy or is envious? Are you envious of yourself? Are you fighting yourself? Orange is a reflection of yourself. So it was a great match. And like I said, it's an underrated in-ring storytelling match. If you get a chance, just rewatch it and just rewatch the emotions. But this feud between Orange Cassidy and Triple Beretta is far from over. It's definitely not over. We're not seeing the end of this match. So I just wanted to help y'all kind of, see what I saw and understand what was going on in this match. It was not about, because people, I guess kind of lost interest because you didn't see like cool movesets, and it's not about a title and things like that, but it's the in-ring storytelling match. It's a story between Orange Cassidy and Trent, and it's definitely like a chapter book. It's definitely like a soap opera, not a soap opera, but you could say like a reality TV match. This is like a unlimited series, like on HBO or something like that. It's not over. So I just want to help kind of educate on that. Next up, you had the AEW Women's Championship match. It was Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb, and she was alongside with Mariah May and Luther. Again, another great women business match. I want to say, again, Serena Deeb is the best female technical wrestler and definitely a top 10 overall technical wrestler ever. I'm going to give her 10s. Her 10s. She deserved her 10s. The submission holds that Serena Deeb was doing on Toni Storm was spectacular. Give her her 10s. Give her flowers. Give her respect. She's definitely the best. She's definitely talented. She is like the female Dean Malenko. It's crazy. Dean Malenko, you have kids out here. You have children, Dean Malenko. You have a lot of children, actually, if you want to be honest. But you have a daughter, and her name is Serena Deeb. You probably know her. That's definitely your daughter. Okay. But Toni Storm was also phenomenal as well as a champion, and she gets better each time. The character, it was a lot of things that happened in this match. Mariah May almost threw in the towel. Toni Storm blamed Luther. She snatched the towel from Luther and yelled at Luther when it was really Mariah May. Again, storytelling. Keep that in mind. The crowd, even though Toni Storm is a heel, the crowd was behind Toni Storm. It was definitely some people that was behind Serena Deeb too, but you could tell that Toni Storm is definitely favorable. But that don't mean that Toni Storm should change to a babyface. She don't have to change to a babyface. It's just that the fans like her. And you can't help that, because the fans like Roman Reigns, and he was a heel. Just because people cheer heels don't mean that they have to necessarily change to be a babyface because the crowd is conflicted and like a person. No, let her still be a heel. She's a heel. If they're gonna boo the babyface, they're just gonna boo the babyface. But that don't mean that she has to change to be a babyface because the crowd wants her to be. Because Britt Baker was a heel for the longest, and she was like the most cheered heel in AEW. So, I mean, it happens. The crowd loves heels. We in an era where crowd loves heels, or they love people like Darby Allin, anti-heroes. Anti-heroes in heels because they are the most relatable. Because, we're in times where people are miserable. We're at times where people rather be angry. People rather be bitter. People rather be villains. People don't want to be good people anymore. So it happens. That's what wrestling. That's why wrestling is wrestling. It's like a false fighting. It's imagination. It don't have to necessarily be realism, but some people expect realism out of fake fighting. It's crazy. But the character is great. Tony Storm retains, and we have that. But the ladies did what needed to be done. Mariah May and Tony Storm, they are so cute. I love when they do the hugging and stuff like that. Of course, the men do. The men love when they do that. And Tony does too. She understands that um, wrestling fans are perverted. So she just plays into it. But that don't mean, be weird, y'all. That's the whole point of wrestling, to make you feel that it's real. Not really. If you know your wrestling history, wrestling was placed so they could outdo boxing. Wrestling is entertainment. It's not realism. And it never was. It never was supposed to be. It was only supposed to. It started because somebody that used to be a boxing promoter was mad about some things, and they just changed the way to do stuff. But now you got boxing ended up being like wrestling. So, I mean, if you wanted realism out of wrestling, that's why everything you will be mad about every single thing. It's entertainment. If you want realism out of wrestling, watch actual wrestling. Watch the Olympics. Watch the wrestling where they got to wear the headphones thing. If that's what you want out of wrestling, watch them. Didn't South Park have a whole episode about that? I believe they did. Let me see. What's next after that? Oh, okay. Next up after that, you had the Trios Championship match. Bang Bang Gang, Bullet Club Gold versus Death Triangle. In my opinion, this is probably AEW's best Trios Championship match this year so far. Okay. Definitely. Now, people talk about Pac and Jay White, but I rewatched this match today, and Penta and Jay White's chemistry is not talked about enough. I love Penta and Jay White's encounter the most out of this match. It's like they get each other. It's like they vibe. They're good dancing partners. I enjoyed it. All of the moves that they was doing with each other between Death Triangle and Bullet Club Gold, it was great. The match was great. It did what it needed to do. Again, this added the prestige to the Trios Championship. Now, Trios Championship is definitely a difficult thing to try to put over, but that's why ROH was important. The Trios Championship and the Tag Team Championship meant something at ROH. And then when it comes to like the major programs like a WWE or AEW, Impact, things like that, it's hard to make the Trios Championship just as on the same caliber as a Tag Team Championship because, one, you don't have a lot of trios, people in the Trios division, and two, it's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? But they did it what needed to be done. And I wouldn't mind if they kept this up. I'd rather Bullet Club Gold and Death Triangle keep the rivalry going. But I will also love adding a little bit more of some of the people that is on ROH because it is some trios. in the ROH also. So if you want to add them on to this or whatever to keep it going, I will see that as, I see it fit. I don't have a problem with it. But this match did it again. It did what it needed to do, and Bullet Club Gold ends up retaining. Juice Robinson is back. Welcome back, Juice Robinson. And he helped Bullet Club Gold take the win, and they are still our trios champions. So we'll see. I don't know if we'll get more of Death Triangle, because Death Triangle is they're unique. They are able to have Lucha Brothers are able to do their thing, and Pac is able to do their thing, and when need be, they are able to just come back when it's time to come back. So they're not necessarily like you have to break them up, but they are one of the ones like they can do their own thing, and then when it's time to come back together, they can come back together. So yeah, you have that. So welcome back, Juice Robinson. And I want to do another thing. When it comes to, I talk about merches a lot, but Penta also looked up too. Penta mask sells like on the top weekly sales as well. Like people love Penta mask. They buying his mask. They are buying up Penta's mask. Like, shout out to Penta getting that money. I love the baby luchas too. Baby Penta is so cute. Baby Penta was ready on Collision. Like he wanted to do the super kick. He is so cute. Baby Ray and Baby Penta, they was so cute. I love the kids. They be so cute. Lucha Libre nepotism is better than anybody else's nepotism in wrestling. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. Lucha Libre, they love their kids. They'll have different kids by different women, but they gonna be there for their kids. They gonna be there for their kids. Like, I got a kid over here. Okay, well, I'm gonna take care of it. I got a kid over here. Okay, well, I'm gonna take care of it. El Santo was 17 of them. El Santo had like 12 or 13 kids or something like that. But he was there. He was attentive to all his kids. That's one thing about Mexican men. They gonna be there for their kids. They have to really hate you to not be there for their kids. But when it comes down to it, they gonna be a father to their kids. No matter how many kids they have, they are going to show up for their kids. They might sleep around, but they're going to be there for their kids. They let them find out you're pregnant with their kid. Just tell them where they need to be and they're going to be there. Because Penta ain't married. He ain't married. He ain't no girlfriend or nothing, but you going to see his kids. Okay? You going to see his kids. The only woman that I seen next to him is when he was at that 49ers game, and I don't even know if I've seen her ever since. But he gonna be there with his kids. And it's a little baby. So I'm like, where this little baby come from? But they gonna be there for their kids. I will give them that. Because some of these nepotism American people, they was not good kids. I mean, they was not good fathers to their kids. Stone Cold, we love Stone Cold, but he was a deadbeat. Undertaker, deadbeat. Ric Flair, deadbeat. Like a lot of them have these kids that's in want to wrestle, that's wrestling. Well, except Sting. Sting was a father to his kids. Sting was there for his boys. Sting was not a deadbeat. I'll say Sting wasn't a deadbeat. Sting was not a deadbeat. But Mexicans, they do not play about their kids, and they're gonna be there for their kids. Just whenever now you might see an argument with them in the mama or something like that, but they're gonna be there for their kids. For sure. They is gonna be there for their kids, right? Their kids. Where's my son? They there. So them luchadors, they gonna sleep around, but they gonna be there for their kids. All 20 of them. No matter how many I'm you know what? I'm about to look it up now. How many kids El Santo had? I'm pretty certain that he had like 12. I think he had 12. He was married and he still had kids, outside babies everywhere. But he was there. And she had to respect his kids too. Like that's and see, and that's why I can't stand ladies. Let me tell you something about Mexican men. I know off top. They will have you at home making a sandwich and stuff like that while they out there having these outside kids and then bring these outside kids to your house. Like, and then have you be a mama to their outside kids. That's the kicker to it. That's how they are. I'm telling you, that's how they is.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
I'm trying to tell you, I listen, they will look, this my child, and you gonna look, this what it is, and you gonna have to deal with it. And you can't say nothing because they take care of home. You know what I'm saying? Like at least they take care of home, but they gonna cheat on you. They gonna cheat on you. They go. You ain't the only one, okay? I'm gonna say, especially if they fine. If they a fine Mexican man, you ain't the only one. You're not. Penta, I know he smell good, and I could tell he look good, and I could tell he got a whole phone. He got a whole list of them. You ain't the only one. All right, and then next up, we had the opening match, and it was for the international championship. It was Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay. This popped up the main card for AEW's Double or Nothing. A great opener. This was now one thing about Tony Khan. Tony Khan knows how to properly place matches. What's wrong? What's that? Hold on, y'all. What's wrong? Gotta be there for the babies. The Roblox, her Roblox wasn't working and she was getting sad. And all I did was press the button and the Roblox was working. Got a little kids sometimes. They don't press buttons. Shout out to Roblox, I guess. Roblox have my kids in the chokehold. But yes, the opening match for Roderick Strong and Will Ospreay. Again, great opener. It was smart for them to open up with Will Ospreay. It's always smart for them to open up with Will Ospreay because Will Ospreay will either steal the show or he will get it popping. Okay, and Roderick Strong did what he needed to do. Okay, he did what he needed to do. Don Callis was commentating this match, and a lot of things happened in this match. I will go over it. The bruh of chants was funny. Shout out to AEW fans. AEW fans are so funny. Okay, they were shouting out bruh. I've never heard that. Like they were just shouting out bruh. Will Ospreay waited no time. Like Roderick Strong was in the middle of doing his little intro thing, and Will Ospreay got straight to the point. Like I'm coming for you. Now the story in this was very interesting because Don Callis was trying to convince Ospreay to do his Tiger Driver all night. And Ospreay almost did it, and he hesitated, and he stopped. Ospreay ended up stopped listening to Don Callis mid-match. That's the story, okay? And he ended up using the Stormbreaker. Don Callis don't like the Stormbreaker. Wake it up, wake it up, wake it up, wake it up, wake it up. All right. And then, we have a new international champion. Don Callis talking about we won. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm like, who is the we? Who is the we in question? Who is you talking about? Talking about we won. He wants Ospreay to do the Tiger Driver, and Will Ospreay is not doing the Tiger Driver. I love Stormbreaker too. I don't know why Don Callis is hating. But Ospreay, Don Callis didn't leave with Ospreay after this match. Another wake it up, wake it up, wake it up. Wake it up. Exactly, Jalen. Put Jalen comment up there. Ospreay not listening and winning, and Takeshita Soup listened and lost. And not even the noticer, and not even that. Kyle Fletcher wants Don Callis to notice him. Wake it up. And then another thing, Don Callis was commentating Orange Cassidy and Triple Retta's match and putting Orange Cassidy over. There's a lot of things going on with the Don Callis family that we got to pay attention to because there's a story going on. It's a story going on with Don Callis and the Don Callis family, and it's going to pick up. And I feel like it's going to pick up by Wembley Stadium, like by all in. Oh, yeah, we've been on Don Callis is the problem. But the problem is Don Callis is trying to find a Kenny Omega in these guys. He's looking for a Kenny Omega in these guys. And that's the problem. You got one young lion. He wants your attention. That's Kyle Fletcher. Because you got to pay attention. Like, he's not giving Kyle Fletcher the same treatment as he's giving Will Ospreay. That's another thing. And then also, he's trying to coach Takeshita like he's coaching Will Ospreay. And it's not like it's. Wake it up. You got to, like, wake it up. Waiting for Mark Davis to come back. Yeah, and then they also updated with that. I don't know. The injuries seem like it was bad for Mark Davis. So I hope that he's able to come back to wrestle. But you gotta wake that up. Like it's a lot with the Don Callis family. Like it's a lot of things brewing. And I think, like I kept saying, it would end up leading to a Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher, or it could be a Will Ospreay versus Sue. One or the other. It's leading to one or the other. Or he may win over Orange Cassidy. Because again, like I said previously, Orange Cassidy still loves Trent. Orange Cassidy still hesitates with people that wants him, you know. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a lot that they can do with this Don Callis family. If you got to put your hatred for Don Callis to the side and kind of just pay attention to the things that is in front of you. Pay attention to it. So we got that. We have a new international champion. It makes sense because, again, Will Ospreay does not live in the States. Y'all have to remember that. He lives still in the UK. His people is in the UK. Yes, his lady was with him and stuff like that, but he still lives in the UK, and his schedule is by his, overseas and stuff like that. So it makes sense for him to be the international champion because he resides in the UK. That's why it worked when Pac was champion as well, because Pac does not live in the States either. So you have that. And then after this match, Adam Cole returns. Maxwell returns too, and he showed up dressed as Triple H when Triple H returned in Madison Square Garden. I guess they're continuing their feud, the Devil and Adam Cole. We got that. MJF came and did a promo And, he cut promos. That's what he does. He took up like 15 minutes of our time to show us a tattoo that he is still AEW or whatever, that ugly ass tattoo. And so, yes, MJF is back. And then we have MJF and Adam Cole. All right. So, next up. So summer, that was for that's it for the Double or Nothing recap. Again, that's it. So getting into the summer, you have Summer of Collision in Texas in July. It will be in Arlington. So I will make a good 3 out of 5 of those. Probably I'm trying to make all 5, but I know one of them I can't make because I got things that I'll be out of town and stuff like that. But the Collision will be in Texas, and I know they're going to test this out to have a pay-per-view in Dallas or Arlington, and I will so be there for that. So we got that, and again, Owen Hart tournament, the stakes are raised. Whoever are the winners for the women's tournament and also the men, they have a chance to face the champions at All In. And I posted my picks on Twitter, and I want to see Roosh win, and I also want to see Mariah May. I would love to see Mariah May. She will be a perfect candidate. People have mixed candidates for the men, but I really want to see Roosh versus Swerve again. I like what I saw during the Continental tournament, and I wouldn't mind seeing Roosh finally get what he deserves, like that recognition. Not saying that he should win, because I am enjoying the Swerve title reign, but Roosh just actually getting that momentum and also getting his flowers at UK. He will be the perfect candidate. Like, I would love to see that. If you in the chat, just give me who you think or who you want to win the Owen Hart tournament so y'all can see at Wembley. Give it to me. I'll give y'all a little 10 minutes before we get out of here. Or what time is it? Oh, yeah, 10 minutes so we can get up out of here by 9:45. I want a Mexican. I do too. And Roosh is there. I do too. Okay. I would love to see. I believe Roosh would be the first Mexican AEW World Champion. I really do. He's perfect. Now, I feel like Will Ospreay will still be international champion at Wembley, but I wouldn't put it past it either. Who y'all wants to win? The men is a toss-up. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot that they can do with the men. It's a lot. It's a lot of options. Gotta remember, our champion is Swerve, so who would you want to see Swerve face? Exactly, Jalen. Jeff Jarrett. That's funny. Jeff Jarrett. That's a funny one. Roosh or, let me see, for All In. Roosh or ADK. Let's see. Who should Swerve fight at All In? Pacers and Celtics are tied without their star player? Dang. it's a lot of things you can do though. Like it's not. I ain't gonna say it's a lot. As long as it's not MJF, that's all I. No MJF, no Adam Copeland. That's all I ask for. I don't want them to mess up. Keith Lee, if he comes back. No disrespect to Keith Lee, but in an age we have Wembley, okay, all in, okay. We it has to be worth it. Like Keith Lee versus Swerve, no disrespect. Dynamite or Collision. That will work in Dynamite and Collision. No disrespect, no hate. Okay? No disrespect. That's all. Y'all don't got no guesses? Y'all, okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine by me. That's fine. It's 9:36. That is fine by me. I'm good with leaving early. Okay, so that was it for today. Again, I want to thank you guys for sticking beside me for a good 3 years. I want to say it's a lot of talented ladies that cover AEW. You have the ladies at Wrestle Purists, you have Lyric, you have Danny, you have Mika, you have her tag team partner. Her name is not coming to me right now. Charge my mind, not my heart. I do apologize. It's a good 7 of us that covers AEW, and we are all doing a phenomenal job. Covering AEW is not easy because, again, it's very, very hardcore, and you have to dissect a lot of things, and it's not easy, and we have to work 10 times harder than men. AEW is not a surface level wrestling, so and it's no shade to people that are surface level thinkers. But that's what I'm here for. And I talk shit on Twitter, but don't take it personal because I'm a Texas girl. That's in our nature. We talk shit, okay? It's in our nature. It's in our blood, okay? Don't take it personal. Never take it personal. But I just naturally talk shit. If you know who my mama is and stuff like that, like you will see where I get it from. It's just in our blood. We naturally do it. But that's why content creators are important. In my opinion, you have to understand that not everybody can see what you see. And sometimes, it's your responsibility, whether you're doing it as a hobby or whether you're trying to make something out of yourself. Content creators, y'all are the cornerstone to certain narratives. And the problem is now, and it's not even just in wrestling, it's in everything. Content creators, if you're not careful and you spew out certain things, you start to cause certain things. Because if you have not noticed, especially when it comes to wrestling media, a lot of them are responsible for a lot of narratives that is spewing around and that is messing up the momentum and is messing up and causing so much on social media. Now, it's your responsibility if you want to stay off of social media or you stay on. But if you stay on, you have to be careful of sometimes of certain people. And, some do it for engagement. Some do it to stay relevant. Some people are more relevant on social media than they are on their own shows. And now you have a lot of those out there. And when you have a lot of those out there, it could be very, very dangerous. So I take my show seriously, even though, yes, I joke and I have fun and I kick it with y'all. But when it comes to dissecting anything that has something to do with AEW, y'all know how seriously I take it. And even when I have my bad days, y'all know I'm apologetic to it because I take myself seriously. I'm passionate about it. And I'm here to help y'all. I'm here to help. And that's what content creation is about. And that's what it's supposed to be about. People like, I only do it because I want to talk about wrestling with my friends. That is fine. But then the problem is when you start to feel like what you say is important or what you say in your opinion is valid because all you're doing is spewing wrestling with your friends, that's when the shit starts. And that's why bad things starts to reoccur. And that's why these nasty narratives start to reoccur. If you ain't been on Twitter, it went from why is AEW fans paying $50 to AEW ain't got no stories to AEW got too many stories to why is they having fun? And it's been the same narratives on AEW for 5 years. Nothing has changed. So I say this to all AEW fans. It's time to stop giving certain people the attention that they want and the gas money that they're trying to collect on Twitter. Because they are saying the same shit that they said 5 years ago. Nothing is changing. Because if they say anything with the product that they like, it's not going to get the same traction to spewing the same hatred. And that's why AEW is important, because AEW is paying, whether they know it or not, but the bad hate is keeping them paid. The bad hate is keeping the lights on. So without AEW, it wouldn't be none of these people life would be on. None of these people would have the viewerships on their personal shows or the followings or the engagements or none of that. Okay, so when it comes to All Elite with Keeks, again, my time is limited. But while I am here, I'm going to give y'all the best of me. I'm going to give y'all my opinion, but my opinion comes with backup. I always show y'all proof, and I always tell y'all where I got it from. And I always tell y'all, hey, review this Dynamite. I give y'all proof to my opinion. I just don't say opinion just to say it. I give proof to my opinion. And that's the difference between me and a lot of these people, especially the ones that don't like me. Because the ones that don't like me, you ain't seeing me on my worst day, baby. You're not. You're not seeing me on my worst day. You're not seeing me at all. I can read. Give me 30 minutes of watching anything WWE. Watch me outtake you on your own shit, okay? And you don't want that. And that's why a lot of people don't be having me on their shows, because I'll make you look dumb on your show. I've done it before. I've done it plenty of times, and I'll do it again. So, again, thank you guys for sticking beside me. It's not easy being me. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy watching AEW, and I enjoy help highlight some things that's probably missed and dissect some things that you probably didn't understand, especially the Orange Cassidy and Trent. I definitely appreciate you guys hearing me on that. Again, it's my opinion of what I saw or what I believe that I saw. And I'm not necessarily right all the time. And that's the thing about me. I'm not trying to be right all the time. I'm just basing off my opinion of things that I've seen or what I've saw. And I could tell you, because I've been in in-ring wrestling. I love in-ring wrestling. And I tell y'all all the time, WCW Cruiserweight division is the reason why I love the wrestling that I love. And that's what I look for in a lot of things. And that's why I'm a fan of AEW, because I see that in them. So, again, respect to Public Enemies. Thank you so much for having me on y'all platforms. This long dealing with me, because they know, especially Graham. Graham was text me all the time, like, hey, did blase, and I'm like, hey, I'ma be me. Y'all, you said I could be me, I'm gonna be me. So thank you guys for accepting me for who I am. And I appreciate you guys, because I met some wonderful people. I might not ever meet you, or if I do meet you, that's good too. But I'm grateful for all of the people that do support me. I treat y'all how y'all treat me. And I'm grateful to y'all every day, every Monday, that y'all look forward to my show. So thank you guys again. And y'all have a good night, and hit my getaway music.
First of all, there's no such thing as white-collar crime. And there's definitely no such thing as black-on-black crime. Crime is crime. Let me explain something to you. I don't care if you have a white collar or a tank top. If you rob me, I'm going to whoop your ass.
And will.